The next thing I wanted to talk about in our in-depth balloon brand comparison is the powder in the balloon bags. Because if you've ever sorted bags of balloons, especially if you need to sort a bunch of them, you've noticed that certain brands, you'll be covered just in powder. So I figured, you know what, why not test that as well? So we'll start with Sempertex. So I figured the best way to do this is I'm gonna run my hand through the bag and try to get as much of my hand just in the balloons. And then I'm gonna take a black t-shirt, and I'm gonna put my hand on a part of the t-shirt, and we'll see how much powder is left behind. And then I have hand sanitizer to make sure I get any powder off of my hands in between, and then we'll use a different part of the shirt for each balloon brand. And we'll just see, again, just curious to test which balloon brands are going to leave the most powder on our clothes. So starting with Sempertex. So get our hand in here. Try to make sure, be fair, get my fingers all in the balloons. Get in there, get nice hands full of the balloons. Because they put powder in the balloons for a reason. They put powder in the balloons, in the balloon bags. They put powder to keep them from sticking together, to give them a longer shelf life. Some brands don't put enough powder, and the balloons end up sticking together and not lasting very long. Some balloon brands put almost too much powder, and you just have way too much powder, and it just leaves it all over your clothes. So we have Sempertex. I'm going to take here on the corner. And you can see, I don't know if you can see that right there. There's a little bit of powder right there on the corner of the sleeve from Sempertex. Okay? Next, we're going to go Qualatex. So I have my Qualatex bag. Going to run our hand through here. Oh, wait, let me make sure I use hand sanitizer because I don't want anyone to accuse me of making sure that I have cross-contamination, right? So we're going to wipe it off in between, so that none of the Sempertex powder makes it on. Again, I want to be as fair and as thorough with this balloon brand comparison as I possibly can. So we're going to see how much powder is in the Sempertex, or in the Qualatex balloon bags. Now I will say, from personal experience, I have used Qualatex in the past. My personal experience is that Qualatex puts way too much powder in their bags. And my personal experience is that of all the brands we're going to test, I think Qualatex is probably going to come out with the most powder in their balloon bags. We'll see. And again, you may not care. Personally, I don't like the fact that if I'm doing balloons, I have like white handprints all over me. But we'll see. So we have our Qualatex balloon bag. And you put it on here. So there's Qualatex compared to, that was our, so we have our Sempertex over here. We have our Qualatex over there. Let's check some of the other brands, shall we? Next, oh wait, hand sanitizer. This might take longer than I expected if I'm going to be hand sanitizing in between each one, but it's the only fair way to do it. Again, I want to be as thorough and as fair with this balloon brand comparison. Again, I want to compare everything. We're going from how many colors of each brand. We're doing, what about the packaging? What about the powder? I really want to do an in-depth balloon brand comparison because honestly, I've never seen anyone else do one this in-depth before with this many different brands. So I wanted to do one. So now we got Calisan. So get our hand in here. See how much powder we got in here on the Calisan. Okay, ready? We're gonna go right below the neck, right here of our shirt. As you can see, really not that much. Okay, let's use some more hand sanitizer. Okay, next we did Calisan, we did, let's do Gemar. Now I will say, my experience using all these different brands, I expect Gemar to have the least. I don't think Gemar puts enough powder in their balloons. I've gotten many bags of Gemar balloons where the balloons were completely stuck and melted together because there was not enough powder put in the balloon bags to keep the moisture from like sticking the balloons together. So I'm not expecting there to be practically any powder left at all. But we'll see. And we're going to go on the back, right below the neckline right here. And as you can see, there's a little, but yeah, not very much. Not very much. Next, cranking these out. Next, we'll do Tilco. I honestly don't know what to expect from the powder content of Tilco. This is going to be a little bit harder because the bag's kind of shredded for when we open the bag. So just trying to get my hands into the balloons as much as possible. Get as much powder from the balloons if there is any. Okay, and we'll go on the bottom corner here of this shirt. Right there. Again, not much powder. A little hand sanitizer. Again, there's not necessarily a good or bad. I just like to let people know which balloons I think you want. Because again, you do want your balloons to have powder in the bag. It's not necessarily a bad thing if it has too much. It's just personal preference. Me personally, I think it is possible to have too much because I've had definitely days where, like after twisting balloons, I accidentally do this and I have like a big white handprint. I think that's a bit excessive. So now we got the Tough Tex. Okay, Tough Tex. I'm going to go on this corner over here. Okay, this one got a little bit more than some of the other ones. You can see right there. Tough Tex. Okay, get our hand sanitizer. We're almost done, almost done. Trying to get these as thorough as possible and get them all done in 10 minutes. Okay, next we got our Brookloon. Okay, I can feel some of the powder in this bag. Doesn't feel excessive, but it's definitely there. So we went right in the middle here. Again, about the same amount, I'd say powder-wise, as like something like the Sempertex. Good powder amount from Brookloon. Next, we got the Decomex. I'm not really feeling any powder in this, which again, you do want some powder, because if there's no powder, like I said, my experience with the Gemar, a lot of times there's not enough powder, and the balloons can stick together, because there's not enough powder. So you do want some powder. We got the Decomex. We'll go right in the middle here. Again, a little bit. Flip it over to the front. We're almost done. Next we got the Elitex. I think we got two left. Elitex and Clownetex. So we got the Elitex in here. We go right in the middle. And that one you can see almost no powder on that Elitex. And last one, getting in at the buzzer, we got the Clownetex. So what about you? Do you want a lot of powder, a little powder, no powder? What amount of powder do you want in your balloon bags? So this is the Clownetex. We'll go right here. And you can see a little bit of powder there. Actually, a good amount of powder on the Clownetex. So there you go. For a balloon brand comparison, which brands have the most powder? There you go.